question is, first and foremost, I need to like plot out what I plan on doing for the next week. So I mean, I guess you did have it working in theory only, so okay, so what is my goals for this week? So, well, first of all, let's look at, yeah, I should think about how much time do you want to invest? At least 20 hours? 20 hours? If I can invest 20 hours. I can do 20 hours, maybe 6 hours. Wait. Thursday, it's a work day. Maybe like 2 hours. 2 hours, so that's, and then Saturday 4 hours. That'll be about 20 hours if we can get that done. Second one, let's look at the state of the game right now. Sure, whatever. I don't even know what I'm doing. Wait, what? I didn't know that was a problem. Okay. Okay, so you have a level. He is very slow. You still have a issue with frame rate. First and foremost, let's see if I can increase the refresh rate on my monitor to 120 frames per second. Wait, what? Okay, now it's 120 hertz, and then yeah, this is an issue for some reason. G seconds. That is multiplied by everything, so that I don't know why the game is so slow. Let me look at the movement speed of the. Okay, that makes sense why everything is so slow. It's vac speed, but not vac speed times G speed. G seconds. Oh man, that changes so much. G seconds divided by 60. Let's just try. No. It should be the opposite. Wait. 120. So basic. Wait, hold on. 120 divided by 3 seconds. So there should be like a G seconds would be how much time. It should be like something that I'm like actually developing for. So like if like right now I'm developing this game on 120 hertz monitor. If and I'm developing this for 120 hertz. If it goes to 60, then ultimately you want the game to speed up by 2. So if you do a 120, so if you do 100, then this will be 1 if it's this should also be like I don't know. So what this is, it's going to be like the, well, honestly, me setting it like this, like ultimately vac speed should be controlled, and ultimately this 120 divided by 2 seconds is just, it's just like a temporary fix to, really what I should do is multiply vac speed. Yeah, that's about how fast. Wait, but so that's 1. So if I do this, the speed for the vaccines anyways, they're still the same speed, but everybody else's speed is slow. So that worked. So the ultimately what I would want is the vac speed itself to speed 2.1 times G seconds. So vac speed is being controlled by the time. So, well, that's the pub. So it's gonna be 60. Oh wait, I'm doofus. So it's gonna be slower at 60. Yeah, so if it's 120 frames per second, the speed is going to be faster. What you actually want is you want it to slow down the higher the frame rate, and you want it to speed up so there should be like a target frame rate. Should be like a, actually I could probably make a struct out of this real quick. Wait, does this imports enobj, it doesn't import structs. This is like whatever. Wait, what am I doing? Just honestly, it could be, I'm not going to use any more than 8 bits. Unless somebody happens to have like 1,000 frames per second. But I also don't feel like converting a bunch of stuff. F32, because honestly, wait, no, F32 actual. And then like some kind of a ratio thing where ultimately, if this was like C++, this would be like private. And then public would be something like ratio F32, and then there would be like a class that would be like set ratio, blah blah blah, target divided by actual. But we're not in C++, so let's see. F32. But think about the data layout of this. Honestly, it could be a 16. I'll do 16 just because I want it to be a nice 32 or 64-bit total. I haven't even begun to plan things out and I'm already. Wait, what? Huh? Oh, I don't need to import that. Okay. Frames per second? No. I don't want to type frame rate because I'm going to be, ultimately it's going to be GFR dot ratio. Now the thing is, times, and this is going to be used for like everything, so question is, do I really want to type G frame rate dot ratio time blah 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 for literally everything? Honestly, I prefer GFR.R. But even this, I mean, literally frame rate.rate. Honestly, I want like frame. I'd be okay with frame.rate multiplied, like, you know, velocity times frame.rate. That feels nice. But you have to I do like the idea of calling it rate instead of ratio. It might not make a lot of sense, but like when I think about the thing that I'm actually going to be typing a lot, I do like the idea of frame.rate or even a G frame.rate. I would like to make it so that it's actually public or private, and then have some kind of thing. C++ mic coming back. Well, target actual. 60. Rate is 2. There should be a function that will that's an issue. So you set up window to be compile time constant. If this is a constant, it can't change at all. And if that's the case, so would I have to do this? Target. Oh man, what if I just... I'm still not used to Visual Studio Code, so there should be a way to global search everything that has G2nd. Okay, think about it. If everything right now is 120, it's expecting like 120. Like there's a lot of G2nds that I have to manipulate. Like everything so far has been developed around this idea of it being 120. Or 60, like this. So there's a lot of code. So a quick, easy way to fix this would be if everything right now is expecting G2nds to be 120, and you have target 120, then I can either I would either have to manually alter this everything so that it will be multiplied by 120 and then do that change. So 60 is actually, so wait, hold on. I'm just going to write down just to make it more clear. Target equals okay. So you want everything to be multiplied by 60, right? So just divide everything by the rate. Target divided by rate. Do you want to, so what am I going to do as a quick change to G2nds? Target divided by rate. I mean, honestly, rate should, but that's the thing. It's like, okay, so there's a couple options. One is manually change everything. So, okay, honestly, there's just 13. So player speed is going to have to be multiplied by 120, and then when you multiply it by G2nds, the rate will be either 1 or 2. It'll be just it'll be, so like if actual was 120 120. So let's just think in terms of this right now. Multiply everything by rate. So yeah, just go down the plate, like just do everything. Player speed equals 2.5. And yeah, this is just a random constant already, 2.5, then just do 2.5 times 120, 240 plus 60, 300. So it's going to be 300 times G frame that rate. Oh man, that's a lot of conversion in my head. This is gonna change a lot too, cause oh man, I don't feel like doing that. Do I just want to do 120 times well, 120 divided by rate? It's going to be 120 times rate. So 120 times rate. So what's going to happen when it's 60? Yeah, you want it to be twice as fast. I just don't feel like doing that though. Let's just do 120. Like just first. Okay, are you in like rush mode? Yeah. This you shouldn't have to think about it this much. G seconds. Is there a way I can do like replace all? Replace all G seconds with well target times this is so ugly. And then yeah, now it's like I have to convert. Oops. Whatever. It's so ugly. I can't stand this. Oh my god, oh my kittens. I hate how ugly this is gonna be. Wait, what? Wait, why can't I do this anymore? Okay, that's a legitimate bug. working anymore. I like mess. I don't understand. That makes no sense. G7s. It doesn't even use. That doesn't make any sense. I'm so confused. How did... Okay, this would make sense if something happened here. Oh, no. So G seconds had to have been constant. So you have to make this constant. Why are these constant in the first place? And I think they're constant in the first place because in order to do this weird enum thing, it needs to be constant. But then the question is, why do you want this weird enum thing in the first place? It is convenient. Like, it is so cool to just do this. So, because basically these are the base weapons, the base power-ups. Yeah, they are like the original unmodified base stats for the weapon. So the question is, and then once that base object gets attached to the player gets their own kind of copy of it, and then that player can then modify it based on whatever. So that base thing relies on whether or not you have this data. So but then the cooldown speed for this is dependent on your frame rate. Let's see. And now the problem is, if I create an option in the game that says I want the frame rate to be 60 instead of 120, you can't change it. Which defeats the whole purpose of this in the first place. Although, one thing to keep in mind is, why is this relying on this in the first place? The cooldown should not be calculated here. So it's a good thing that did break, because it shows a flawed understanding of this is a huge bug. So the way that cooldown is calculated okay, so the way that cooldown is calculated is by means of why am I such a crappy program? Oh my goodness. Okay, so this makes sense. Your cooldown is just a oh my goodness. I thought I saw this issue before. Oh yeah, just multiply everything by the expected frames per second and it'll be fine. Why did I think that was a good idea? Why did I like think, oh yeah, you can just multiply it by 100, multiply everything by the 120, and then if it's 120 hertz, you know, it's fine. And if it turns to 60 hertz, you can just multiply everything by 60. And even though you're doing everything twice, or everything you're doing half of what you used to be doing. Wait, what would happen? Hold up. If going to 60 hertz makes everything... That's the good question. Does going to 60 hertz make everything 4 times as slow or twice as slow in the current game? Honestly, I bet you if I just did everything correctly, I mean you'll still have this issue, but you'll figure that out later. Right now, you should. I'm just gonna. Oh, question. That's true. Okay, so I have an idea. So there should be a constant called target frames. Target. This should be constant. Okay. This should not be constant. Okay. Target FPS is a constant. 120. Period. Okay. Is that valid? It's 120. And then so let's say you're at 60 frames per second. You want to be 240 basically. So then, what is it? That shouldn't work. That shouldn't work. Why is I'm not one? Oh, you are getting it. Okay. So we're just gonna do G. Okay. This should be G target FPS. And then when you're using the cooldown in attack, hold on, what? So G weapons. So this is saying that the player's weapon, you're only using G weapon to look at the type. The actual weapon that the player has so when you're assigning the player's weapon, that should be, but then what would happen if midway through the game the user changes the option from 120 to 60? You want to make sure that, actually that's a very interesting explanation. So the cooldown is 120. 120 times the frame rate. Okay. here's the thing. It's like, yeah, the reason why you named it G seconds is because like you look at this and it's like, oh, you want this to be zero.9 of a second. You want this to be a quarter second. So there's something that's great about this. It's like that's why you named it G seconds in the first place. You want this to be such and such seconds. So maybe rate. And now the data is different. Now the data. Oh my kittens. Okay, so question. You're doing so much work when all you really want is, like, let's be honest, it's not like you're gonna have ultra configuration. So like you're doing so much work just to make it so that if 120, then 120, if 60, then 240. Wait, no. Oh my goodness. What are you trying to do? Why am I saying 240? What is happening? That's okay. So basically what you want to do is you want to have something that converts something into a second. If the game is going 120 hertz per second, this is what Jonathan did. Okay. If something is going at 120, man, I just want to go to Unity and do delta time. That's basically what you're doing. You're coding delta time. And this is why you suck at game dev. I don't feel like thinking anymore. Goodbye, stream. I haven't even started planning yet. Let me just look at the state of my game before I start planning. And now, well, I got the answer. The state of my game sucks. So there's that. And now it's like, oh, what am I gonna do now? Now I'm stuck on. How did I even get on frame rate in the first place? I just wanted to do a simple playthrough of my game. Next thing you know, it's like, come to the realization of what actually happened. This entire time, I was developing my game in such a way that, like, I was kind of... So the normal way is you divide everything by 120. I was just doing the opposite. So I think game attack was a perfect example. For cooldown, it's just 1. So I was expecting, like, for the cooldown, what I was expecting was cooldown curve to be to just simply go all the way up to the hard code 100, well, not hard code, but to the number 120 or 60. Instead of so it's like it's an integer, a integer that goes from 0 to 120, or if it was 60, 0 to 60. When actually, when like normally what people would do is you know, time that delta time, unity dev kind of thing, where it's actually 1/20th, or 1 divided by 120. So when it's 1 divided by, and 1 divided by 120 is half of 1 divided by 60. With G seconds, it was, when you turn G seconds to 60, you're dividing it by 2 instead of multiplying it by 2. So the question is, and yeah, I developed this entire game around the idea of basically multiplication instead of division. So G seconds. So one thing that I could do is still doesn't make sense to me. So let's look at the cooldown. Why is this so... Why am I having a headache over this right now? This is like super junior game dev. Okay. Maybe because it's all in my head and I'm not writing things down. Where's my whiteboard? I need a whiteboard. I'm so sleepy. That's one question that I have. Wait, let me just look at the Git history and see. I should have made a commit before. I started working on this. difference. Sure. I'm trained. Oops. Okay, yeah. So when it's 120 frames per second, and you set the monitor to 120 hertz, it's gonna be, then when you multiply everything by 120, it's smooth. Then let's say G seconds is, let's say everything is 60 frames per second, and then you multiply everything by 60. The speed of everything by 60. And then you, okay, so let's say it's left at 120. Just say you leave it at 120. why you need unit testing. This is why you need unit testing. You need to make sure that there should be an automated test that for like frame rate. To make sure like every time you cooldown is so slow too. Oh my goodness. 240. Wait, what was 240? Window a destruct. So it's a stock that you yourself have made. It tells you what the frame rate is, and then so you just made this struct as well. I'm so confused. Okay, fine. So going back to goals, one of the goals is to fix. Is there any backlogs that I have? Oh yeah. Would you want one of your goals being to fix all your bugs? Yeah, you don't want to have technical debt. You already have a lot of technical debt where this needs, honestly, you need a fix all bugs. Actually, that's also a good way to just, in general, get you back into game dev. Is fixing your issues. Fix all bugs. fix all. Whoops! In fact, one of the 7 principles of software testing. All software will have bugs. Question is, which ones do you prioritize? So let's look at the bugs. One, out of bounds pause timer. Why does Obsidian just okay? Anything else? Or make it a completable level. Just gamify it. Anything else? So you have okay, let's think about it. 6 hours today, 6 hours tomorrow. Thursday, Friday. Question is, what can I get done? How long do you think it'll take for you to fix all these bugs? I'm already kind of getting over it, so this bug is probably, I don't know yet. This might take an hour. This could take 15, 20 minutes. Well, paused. I need to look into that more. Probably 30 minutes. 30 minutes. It should be 30 minutes. So I'm not going to get automated testing in. I'm still new to Odin. Could I fix all these bugs today? That's the question. Yes, like I can fix them all in 6 hours, but can I fix it all today considering how over it I am already, and it's only been an hour? I don't know. Okay, so let's say you fix all your known bugs today. Tomorrow, gamify. How long do you think that would take? What would this require? Well, going back to your code, it would be basically, I mean, the boss battle is not going to get done if there is a boss battle. So making it so creating the framework by which I can do this, by which I can complete all these goals. I think it's gonna take I mean, I could get it done. I mean, it depends on if I'm in the zone or what. But I think I'm gonna need to sleep over. Like, I could probably get it done in 8 hours, but not in a single 8-hour shift. I would need like to work a little 2 hours here, 2 hours there. So to get this done, you would need one. And then you would need some kind of framework for the goals. So one, looking at the, so what, more details, one, take the integer, take the that. Secondly, it's placing the goals. Some kind of loop that and then okay, and then it's like well, there's a current bug. Fixing that is important for like knowing to so there's that. So let's look at this one. Where so yeah, you would need to literally code out all the goals. So the first one, level up. It's basically rare candy, aka level up upon completion. So level up character, and then limit spawn, and then yeah, I forgot what number. Limit spawn. So you would need to find out how to keep based on that, and also what else? Well, not just that. It goes deep, but whatever. Limit spawning based on that, and keep checking on. Actually, you don't need that, but I don't know if you need that. You just need to make sure. So technically, if you know how many enemies are on screen at a given time, and then say this is the maximum amount, and then at the start of the goal, okay, so okay, so there's that. Next, that's just squeezy. spawn, destroy barrier. So that in, oh yeah, both of these actually. Okay, so destroy barrier, destroy barrier. So of gold. Is there anything else? Is it really that simple? I mean, there's one issue. Like, you need to have you need a scene. Scene. Like, that's it. You need a scene graph. Right now you don't have a scene graph. It doesn't have to be a graph, but you need a scene. You need like a data. And the need for a scene is why this will fail. Is why this sprint will fail. Is why the sprint will fail. You were supposed to have its scene structure up and running. So now okay, anything else? Destroy barrier, grant XP upon action. This is something certain objects in that location, the spawn limit, erect barrier. Interesting. Erect barrier, so it'll create a barrier? Oh, I'm guessing like this is where you go inside of a classroom, and then once you enter into that classroom, the door shuts. Something like that. What about actually store? An object that example. Like it's like when it gets an enum. So it's not proc1 proc. It's like each enum will trigger a particular action, but it's not like go one. It's not like go. Okay, so what did I just do? Oh. Wait, can I do this? Nope, it has to be on the keyboard itself. Okay. Let's see. How long would it take to do this? In the zone, if I'm in the zone, like it would take a day to do this, I think, honestly. Okay, hold on. If I could fix all the bugs today, and then on Wednesday do the scene. If I could spend today and the next day fixing goals and setting up a scene type graph system, a scene graph type thing, then Thursday, Friday, Saturday I can work on gamifying it. But like, honestly though, like once this is done, once you can have like a level, from that point on, it's like it's just so content driven. It's like oh, then you'll need a but if I finish this in this week, this would be awesome. Like, okay, so scene. So ultimately, the scene is that. So that's the question. Is the scene is this game complicated enough for a graph, or would just an array work? I mean, honestly, looking at what you want, it's just So, looking at the problems you are predicting that you're going to have, so you need a scene. Look at everything that you say that you need a scene for. Is there a highlight all thing? You need a scene to destroy a barrier. You need a scene to create an action button, and you need a scene for actions. So that's why you need a scene. A scene is just, is there anything else that you need a scene for? Just the layout, the look, the design of the level. So why do you need a scene? One, action. Need a scene for action for goals. And to destroy barriers. Anything else to lay out the level, design, but also keep in mind that that's why you need it. Okay. That's why you need one. But that's what you want to have that you don't have right now. Consider the scope of the game. Consider the scope of the game. What you predict you're going to do in the future. Considering the scope of the game, I think that's right. But, so that's the why. That's the ultimate why. The question is, when you actually implement it, you're going to have more things than that. You're also going to have spawners, objects are not in scope yet. Like official bounds. Okay, and then the spawners. else? I don't know. So let's think about the data structure then. It'll be like a dynamic array. For design. And then, just like the tiles. That's for like the background environment. Each of these, it's going to be like spawner. I'm already like kind of starting to code it. Read station. Type. And then frequency. Spawner interactable. Is goalie or is like active? And that's a good question. Is like, is it a I mean, you should have physics objects separate from non-physics objects. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm sorry. It's been an hour and 44 minutes. Let's play a speed times 60, right? Half second. What does this mean? It means that if he's going at so let's say I don't know what I'm doing. I just want to go to sleep. Super fast or something. I need to stand up. If he travels at 1 meter per second, then at 1/2 of a meter, then at 1/2 of a meter, well, let's say he walks, 2 meters per second, which is insanely. Okay, let's say 3 feet. Wait, one is. Okay, 2 feet per second. Okay, I might even use meters per second. I'm gonna. Let's say he goes 2 feet per second. It's really slow. Okay. At half. How much sleep did I get? If he travels at 1, then in a half second, he'll be at 1 meter. Okay. Now if the frame rate is 1. the only reason why this is so difficult is just because it needs to be written down, and it would be so much easier. But everything is in my head and it's